Pripyat. A ghost town, once a bustling city, now a haunting reminder of a past catastrophe. The streets, once filled with laughter and life, now lie silent and desolate. The echoes of the past seem to whisper through the empty alleys, telling tales of a time long gone. Buildings stood empty, windows like vacant eyes. These structures, once homes and workplaces, now stand as hollow shells, their broken windows staring blankly into the void. The silence within these walls is almost deafening, a stark contrast to the vibrant life they once contained. The silence was heavy, broken only by the wind whistling through deserted streets. The occasional rustle of leaves and the distant creak of a forgotten swing are the only sounds that break the eerie stillness. It's as if time itself has stopped, leaving behind a ghostly echo of what once was. Dust and debris swirled in the air, remnants of a life extinguished. Each particle of dust seems to carry with it a fragment of a forgotten story, a piece of a life that was abruptly halted. The air is thick with the weight of these untold tales, creating an atmosphere of profound melancholy. The Ferris wheel, once a beacon of joy, now loomed over the town like a skeletal giant. This rusting relic of happier times stands as a poignant symbol of lost innocence. It creaks in the wind, a ghostly reminder of the laughter and joy that once filled the air, a rusting reminder of a forgotten childhood. The Ferris wheel's once vibrant colors have faded, replaced by the relentless march of rust and decay. It stands as a testament to the passage of time and the fragility of human endeavors. The air hung thick with an unseen menace, radiation, invisible yet omnipresent. It seeps into every corner, a silent killer that has left its mark on everything it touches. The very air seems to hum with a dangerous energy, a constant reminder of the disaster that befell this place. An invisible killer lurking in the shadows. The radiation, though unseen, is a constant presence, a ghostly specter that haunts the ruins of Pripyat. It has rendered this once thriving town into a place of fear and desolation, where the very ground is tainted with its deadly touch. The ground, once vibrant with life, now lay barren. The soil, poisoned by radiation, can no longer sustain the lush greenery that once thrived here. The fields are empty, the plants withered and dead, a stark reminder of the destructive power of the atom. Nature, reclaiming its dominion, had begun to creep over the concrete, weaving a tapestry of decay. This was Chernobyl. Slowly but surely, nature is taking back what was once hers. Vines and weeds snake through the cracks in the pavement, covering the remnants of human civilization with a green shroud. It's a hauntingly beautiful sight, a testament to the resilience of life in the face of devastation, a place frozen in time. Pripyat stands as a chilling snapshot of a moment forever etched in history. The clock stopped, the calendars ceased to turn, and life as it was known came to an abrupt halt. It's as if the town itself is holding its breath, waiting for a time that will never come, a chilling testament to the devastating power of the atom. The ruins of Pripyat, with the looming silhouette of the Chernobyl nuclear plant in the background, serve as a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of human error. This place, once a symbol of progress and modernity, now stands as a somber monument to the fragility of human achievement. A small group moved cautiously through the desolate streets. The air was thick with tension, every step echoing in the eerie silence. The once bustling city was now a ghost town, its buildings standing like silent sentinels, watching over the remnants of humanity. 5 survivors, their faces etched with fear and determination. Each one carried the weight of their past, the memories of what they had lost, and the hope, however faint, of what they might still find. They had seen things that would haunt their nightmares. The horrors they had witnessed were beyond comprehension, leaving scars that would never heal. Every shadow seemed to hide a threat, every sound a potential danger. Heard the screams that still echoed in the silence, the cries of those who didn't make it, the desperate pleas for help that went unanswered. The silence now was almost deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that had once reigned. They were the lucky ones, or perhaps the unlucky ones. Surviving in this new world was a double-edged sword, a constant battle between hope and despair. They had to keep moving, keep searching, for standing still meant certain death. Their leader, Dmitri, a former soldier hardened by years of conflict, scanned the rooftops. His eyes were sharp, always on the lookout for any sign of danger. He had seen too much, lost too many to let his guard down now. He gripped his rifle tightly, his finger resting on the trigger. The weapon was an extension of himself, a tool of survival in this unforgiving world. He knew that at any moment, he might need to use it. He trusted no one, least of all the silence. The quiet could be deceiving, masking the true dangers that lurked in the shadows. Trust was a luxury they could not afford. Beside him, Anya, a young doctor, clutched her medical bag, her eyes searching for any sign of life, or the undead. Her skills were invaluable, but they were also a constant reminder of the fragility of their existence. They were searching for an escape route, a way to leave this forsaken place behind and find some semblance of safety. Every corner they turned, every building they entered, held the promise of salvation or the threat of doom. A way out of this nightmare. The path ahead was uncertain, fraught with peril, but it was the only way forward. Together, they would face whatever came next, driven by the hope that somewhere, somehow, a better future awaited. They moved like ghosts themselves, their footsteps muffled by the dust. The silence was unnerving, amplifying every creak and groan of the decaying buildings. They passed an abandoned school, children's toys scattered on the floor, a testament to the suddenness of the evacuation. Anya shivered, pulling her thin jacket tighter. The air was cold, but it was the silence that chilled her to the bone. The silence and the memories. Memories of a life before the disaster. Memories she desperately clung to. Memories that were fading like the sunlight through the grimy windows. The silence was shattered. A guttural growl echoed from the darkness of an apartment building. The sound was both haunting and foreboding, sending chills down the spines of those who heard it. It was a reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows, ever present and ready to strike. Dmitri raised his hand, signaling the group to halt. His eyes scanned the surroundings, every sense on high alert. The group, a mix of weary survivors, trusted his instincts implicitly. They had been through too much together to question his judgment now. He motioned for Anya and another survivor, a hulking mechanic named Boris, to stay put. Anya, with her sharp eyes and quick reflexes, was invaluable in such situations. Boris, with his immense strength, was their shield against the unknown. He, along with the remaining two, a young couple, would investigate. The couple, Alex and Maria, had proven themselves resourceful and brave, despite their tender age. They had a bond that gave them strength, a determination to survive and protect each other. They moved cautiously into the building, their footsteps echoing in the stillness. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of debris seemed amplified in the oppressive silence. The air was thick with tension, each step a reminder of the peril they faced. The air was thick with the stench of decay. The building, once a place of life and activity, now stood as a monument to desolation. The walls were covered in grime and the floor littered with remnants of a world long gone. They rounded a corner and came face to face with it, a zombie. The creature was a grotesque parody of its former self, a reminder of the horrors that had befallen humanity. Its presence was a stark contrast to the memories of the people who once lived here. Its skin was gray and rotting, its eyes glowing an eerie green. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing, a grotesque beauty that held them in its thrall for a moment too long. It lunged, its decaying jaw snapping shut. Dmitri fired. The sound of the gunshot was deafening in the confined space, a sharp contrast to the earlier silence. The bullet found its mark, and the creature's momentum was halted abruptly. The gunshot reverberated through the building, momentarily silencing the ever-present hum of dread. The creature fell. Its body crumpled to the ground, lifeless once more. The group stood in silence, the weight of their actions settling over them. They had survived another encounter, but the cost of their survival was a constant reminder of the world they now inhabited. The gunshot was a beacon. More growls answered, drawing closer. The group retreated, firing as they went. The creatures were slow, but relentless, driven by a primal hunger, driven by the radiation that had mutated their bodies and twisted their minds. Dmitri fought his way back to Anya and Boris. The young couple, separated in the chaos, lay on the floor, their lifeless eyes staring vacantly. Casualties of this new world. Dmitri, his face grim, pulled Anya and Boris towards the back of the building. There had to be another way out. They had to keep moving. They had to escape. They emerged from the building, their clothes torn, their faces covered in sweat and grime. The air outside crackled with an unseen energy. They were getting closer to the reactor, the source of the nightmare. The mutated creatures were more frequent now, their bodies grotesquely deformed by the intense radiation. They moved through the deserted streets, their pace frantic. The Geiger counter that Anya carried clicked erratically, its insistent chirping a constant reminder of the invisible danger surrounding them. They had to find shelter. They had to get out of the open. They had to escape the heart of the nightmare.